don't know. Maybe it's ethnicity, but yeah, the lowering sperm count and increasing feminization of the average male, it's a big problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, this whole sort of toxic masculinity thing is that's another element of it as well. I mean, and I think, how can I phrase this? I mean, I was hoping there'd be a few more feminists in, and I did meet a few feminists on Sunday when I was at this Let Women Speak event in London. I've invited a few of them in. A couple of them have popped in and then gone out. But I mean, from what I can see and what I can observe from the different sort of fractions of the feminist groups, there's from what I can see, there's a number of different sort of elements of it, and it's sort of political leanings, whether it be left, Marxist, or conservative, or centrist, or whatever. But I mean, I was hoping to sort of get some discussions going against some women from all different groups, really. What do you guys think? Can there be some unity where everybody just puts their sort of political group, sort of feminist or whatever it may be, to one side for the time being, and just unite against this greater, what I would call the greater attack that's happening on women and children and men and boys?
The lack of sperm, the sperm count dropping, I mean, that's already the attack against men, right? So that's offsetting the masculinity of our community. So the men in our community, they're being emasculated through various forms of chemical attacks and psychological, bad actors, from media to horrible role models, influences. So this is an environmental issue. Now, when we're polluted with soy, we're polluted with nonsense ideologues or ideologies like this, and we have the fear of losing a job, losing opportunities, not being of value. You see a lot of these young men who are useless and pathetic and they just don't have the balls anymore. And as someone mentioned earlier, that it didn't happen in the 50s and 60s. The reason why is because in schools they taught you how to be a woman. They also taught you how to be a man. So if you were a girl, they taught you how to be a woman. If you were a man, they taught you how to be a man. If you were a boy, they taught you how to be a man. You had actual rigorous exercises, a lot of these things that promoted the masculine side that you need to grow before you become an actual adult. Today, you don't have that. Today, there's none of this. Today, there's too much fear. The number one issue we have across the board is fear. In terms of the big picture, it's fear. So when it comes to the women being targets now and the children being targets now, remember, this is just recently that it's ramping up. It's because the men are, they're kind of helpless at the moment. And that's another issue that we're facing here. Whatever we know and loved about the past, about our identities, which from whatever country we're in right now, at least in the Western hemisphere, it's compromised. So right now, what we're trying to do is fight back. It's kind of like an immune system, right? We are actually trying to develop our own white blood cells, you could say, our own response to this disease, this virus, this bacteria that's attacking us. So right now, what are we doing? We're kind of problem solving. We're storming for problems right now. We're facing organizations who, for their own benefit or just for the totality of just basically, like, there are separate organizations, but together they kind of have this overlap where the overall goals that they want, even if it's selfish, it's still always against us because we're not part of their group. We're not part of their clique.
But I've got a question, right? Because we always
Sure.
talk about this shit, right? And women are always like, they've got their own little, they've got their own things like Let Women Speak, blah, blah, blah. They've got their own shit, right?
Yep.
But where is the actual men's shit, right? To stand up and go, fuck this, right? Now, we say it a lot because, like, but I'm so happy to meet more men. Like, I'm not going to be like, where are the men? What are you fucking doing, right? I'm not going to say that because I'm not in any group. I'm not a feminist. I'm not like whatever. I will go and support everybody. I'll go and support Posey Parker, Let Women Speak, women speak first, men speak last. If they get to speak, that's fine. That's great. I'm going to support Posey and the women. I'm not organising it, right? So, but I keep saying like, well, why don't the men get their own fucking, wake up and do their own shit? And it's not because we need men to stand up. What I'm saying is, we know this isn't the evil agenda. We need everybody to stand up. This isn't fucking men against women, right against left. It's good against evil.
Yeah, I'd agree. How do we get rid of this?
To be honest, we need to wake the men up, and I'm not being funny, right? The men are going to do it, and I'm not being funny, right? See, when you guys are going, what do we do? What do we do, right? Stop letting the government tell you, oh, if you do this, you're a fucking toxic male or you get toxic masculinity, right? Go with your fucking gut instinct. Go with your fucking gut instinct. Go with your fucking gut instinct. Go with your fucking gut instinct.